Well, hello there. This is Kitty Gold Star, and you are on Kitty Gold Star's life journey. Yeah, let's talk about it. The Cyclospora. What is that, honestly? Cyclospora is a microscopic, single celled parasite that causes an intestinal illness called cyclosporiasis. Humans contract the parasite by consuming food or water contaminated with infected human feces. Why does that sound like the hantavirus? Why does everything have to have like feces in it? I'm being honest, like hantavirus, the rat poop, and then like cyclospora. Okay, I'm just gonna say this because I am probably one of those people that just really don't believe in what they say anymore. Honestly, I've always been like that. Everything is about control, and people will fear easily. But here's the thing. So I told you what it is, and the symptoms: severe stomach cramps and abdominal pain, loss of appetite and unintentional weight loss, bloating, increased gas and flatulence, nausea and extreme fatigue, low-grade fever or body aches. Yeah, you can get that in numerous ways, numerous ways. But we're going to explore a little bit into this. I'm going to tell you what I think about this thing. Cyclospora. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's really there. I'm sorry. I think it's another fad. Yeah, it's in right now. It's the new thing. Let's go for it. Like, let's just do that. I mean, of course, they want you to believe something that is not true. I just think that people are dining out a lot and the food is not being prepared properly. There is a lot of contaminations going on. For sure. It is out there. Most definitely. Just food is just not being taken care of now these days. I mean, you noticed it. Everybody has noticed it, and it may make people sick. What happened with the Taco Bell thing? So apparently a massive multi-state cyclospora outbreak has been directly linked to shredded iceberg lettuce grown in Mexico and served at Taco Bell locations. The outbreak, which began escalating in May, has caused a 2% sales drop for Taco Bell and plummeted foot traffic by up to 30% in mid-July. Federal health agencies have pinpointed the contaminated lettuce to a single large supplier, California-based Taylor Farms. Yeah, let's talk about Taylor Farms lettuce. Honestly, with Taylor Farms lettuce, I just feel like there's something going, like it's a lot of chemicals being used. And I know they have like intense protocol, like a highly, like they use high measures and stuff like that, but something with chemicals going on with that. An intense cleaning or sanitation protocol in food processing can cause chemical illness if residue remains on equipment. Residue risks is like strong commercial sanitizers or harsh cleaning chemicals left on food surfaces can contaminate mills. The symptoms are like ingesting chemical residues. It can trigger mouth irritation, nausea, stomach pain, and vomiting. Facilities must follow proper rinsing steps to keep food safe. So intense dietary protocols and digestive sickness, shocking the gut. Sudden shifts to extreme diets, heavy supplements, or unaccustomed raw foods can overwhelm your system. Bloating, severe cramps, nausea, diarrhea can happen as your gut struggles to process new compounds. Using harsh cleansing routines can shock your digestive system and lead to physical discomfort. What are the good chemicals and bad chemicals in food? So the good chemicals are the essential nutrients, not natural compounds and safe additives that nourish the body, prevent spoilage, and keep food fresh and safe. Every single food on earth is made entirely of chemical compounds, including micronutrients like proteins, carbs, and fats. Ascorbic acid, which is the chemical name for vitamin C, which protects cells and boosts the immune system. You got tocopherols. It's the chemical family for vitamin E, which protects your body's oil and cell membranes. The mineral compounds, chemicals like calcium carbonate, which is calcium for your bones, and ferrous sulfate, which is iron for blood oxygen. You have your good chemicals, and then here's your bad chemicals. So the harmful chemicals in food include artificial additives, packaging migrants, and environmental contaminants like potassium bromates, PFAS, and heavy metals. These substances can enter the food supply through manufacturing, farming, or materials that touch food. So, potassium bromate is added to flour and baked goods. It's flagged as a possible human carcinogen. The BHA and BHT is synthetic preservatives used in cereals and meats linked to potential cancer risks. Artificial dyes, colors like number 3, yellow number 5, used in candy and drinks linked to developmental and behavioral issues in children. The sodium nitrite used to preserve processed meats associated with increased cancer risk. And then you have your forever chemicals, which is known as the PFAS. It's used in grease-proof paper and wrappers linked to immune and reproductive damage. Phthalates found in food handling, gloves, and plastics known as hormone disruptors. Heavy metals, lead, arsenic, and cadmium absorbed from soil or water into crops and baby food. I've been noticing like with the flour, like the bread that you eat, I mean, you can go out and eat like pizza, whatever that is bread. It has like bad chemicals in it. This been going on for a long time, by the way, but they alter food. They put a lot of stuff in food. They make it to like what it is, so it can not have spoilage. They want to preserve it, and we'll get more into that, but yeah, let's the flour. Let's talk about the bread with chemicals. So, standard white flour is considered unhealthy primarily because the refining process strips away its fiber and essential nutrients, transforming it into a simple carb that can rapidly spike blood sugar. So, the chemical additives and bleaching agents like the potassium bromate is added to some flours to strengthen dough and help it rise. It is classified as a possible human carcinogen and is banned in the European Union, Canada, and the UK, and several other countries, though it remains legal in the United States. And of course, it would remain legal in the United States because nobody likes humans out here. Humans are just like, yeah. They must not be human. I don't want to talk about that part because, anyways. Chlorine gas is used as a bleaching agent in certain popular brands to alter the texture and color. This chemical treatment is also banned for food use in the EU and Australia. And then you have the gluten. It's a protein network that gives like bread its chewiness. It triggers a severe autoimmune reaction in individuals with celiac disease, and it can cause bloating, gas, fatigue in those with non-celiac gluten sensitivity. And then there's fructans. It's a type of fermentable, now I don't really know how to say this word, but it's like oligosaccharide. Anyways, it's a FODMAP. These short chain carbs are poorly absorbed by some people and can cause irritable bowel syndrome flare-ups. Again, there's so many things, like why someone probably had that diarrhea in the first place. Like, why did that mofo just do that? Did she just, what the, like, seriously, there's so many things that are going on, but hey, let's blame Cyclospora. Let's just put something on something to make people think this. But the whole time, our food is being experimented on. It's being, it's like a tryout. It's like, hey, we got to feed the pigs. Sorry, guinea pigs. I'm just being honest here because everyone is a guinea pig. So we got to feed them to see, like, how will their body explore this? We're about to put something super poisonous in here. And I just want to know, will that mofo blow up? Just blow up, combustication, that fool just literally just pow, like, whoa, what the hell is that? Oh my, did a human just blow? Oh my God. Everybody's shocked because, didn't even understand what the hell just happened there. Yeah, they just ate like a blueberry, and whatever that blueberry had in it, it just popped that mofo, just pop. You ain't seeing that mofo no more. That mofo dead, for real, gut splattered everywhere. What the fuck was that? Yeah, you will never know. They're literally, experimenting on the freaking foods out here. They're putting all kinds of stuff in your food. So, hey, but again, we can blame it on the Cyclospora. Why not? Why not? It makes it so much easier. And people will be like, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I'll believe that. Even though you're not going to hear about that, in a few more days, maybe a few more months. I don't know. This stuff gets old fast, doesn't it? It's like a fad. It comes here, it's advertised, and next thing you know, it is gone. People be like, do you remember that? Do you remember COVID-19? Like, do you remember what happened? Like, what the fuck was that? Oh, yeah. Dr. Fauci. I don't want to talk about that fool right now because honestly, I never liked him. And thank God they are questioning this fool hardcore. That's another story. Okay. Anyways, this goes way back in the day when food was literally being experimented on, and they just called it adulteration and food fraud. This goes way back. We can start it in the 1100s. Like, what the freak? What was the 1100s like back in the day? So, I mean, it was basically, the 1100s to 12th century. It was a period of intense change marked by the rise of massive stone castles, the birth of universities, and brutal religious wars. Life was strictly organized, deeply religious, and heavily dependent on your social class. This reminds me of medieval times. Yeah. Let's talk about the food back then. They didn't have any laboratories, okay? Nothing like that. But the food was widely manipulated, altered, and poisoned in bad ways due to unchecked food fraud, poor preservation, and environmental contamination. Let's talk about the intentional food fraud, adulteration. To maximize profits, medieval merchants and bakers routinely experimented with cheap, dangerous fillers to stretch their supply. Fraud became highly sophisticated, like the bread fillers. Bakers regularly mix sand, dirt, chalk, and heavy bean flours into wheat flour to make loaves look larger and weigh more. The spice tampering, highly prized saffron was routinely bulked up by mixing in shredded beef or chicken that had been boiled, dried, or dyed. In worst case scenarios, merchants added ground glass or starch to stretch the spice. Glass? People was eating glass? No wonder why nobody really lived that long. Wasn't the highest, living the age was 40 or 30 or something? Like what? Oh my God. Just to eat glass? I'm sure a lot of people have eaten glass though and survived, Probably was wondering, what the hell? Why my asshole cut? Don't know what happened there. Oh man, it's that loaf of bread. I don't know. You wonder why you bled right there. Anyways, so the watered down goods, wine, ale, and honey were aggressively thinned with contaminated water or mixed with cheap resins to alter their texture. I'm telling you, this was the 1100s, 12th century, okay? Doing some crazy stuff to your food. I'm not trying to spend too much time on these centuries, but, we'll jump into the 1700s. Food was being aggressively and dangerously, they did some crazy experimentation through rampant practice known as the food adulteration. As population shifted into cities during the early stages of the Industrial Revolution, people stopped growing their own food and relied on commercial supply chains, with virtually no food safety laws or chemistry tests available to catch them. Unscrupulous merchants used toxic chemicals and hazardous fillers to stretch their profits and make spoiled food look fresh. And by the way, this toxic era of food manipulation was later famously exposed in 1820 by chemist Frederick Acum. I think that's how you say his last name. So the bread, the bakers, they regularly mixed an aluminum-based chemical compound into lower quality flour to make loaves look unnaturally white, which caused severe chronic gastritis and malnutrition. And chalk, plaster of Paris, and pipe clay were also added to increase the weight of the dough. The pickles and the vegetables looking vibrantly green, and after months on a shelf, cooks boiled them with copper pennies or added lethal copper salts like verdigris. I don't know. Anyways, in 1783, a 17-year-old English woman famously died from copper poisoning after regularly eating pickled vegetables. So the sweets and the candies. To attract children, cheap candy was brightly colored using red lead, copper preparations, and vermilion. The brewers routinely added ferrous sulfate and alum to create a artificial frothy cauliflower head or stale beer. They also used highly toxic Southeast Asian fish berries to force a bitter flavor. Let's get down to the freaking milk. Oh my god, it was heavily watered down and thickened up using chalk, starch, animal brains to mask the dilution. Because there was no refrigeration, it was carried through hot streets and open buckets, collecting filth and bacteria. Oh man. And like used tea leaves, it was swept up, recolored with slate dust or poisonous dyes, dried and resold as fresh tea. Spoiled wine was frequently sweetened and stabilized using lead acetate, known as sugar or lead, a potent neurotoxin. And I want to jump out into the freaking 19th century. Let's go to the freaking 19th century. The American food supply was largely unregulated, and commercial food manufacturers routinely added dangerous chemical preservatives, toxic color dyes, and cheap structural fillers to increase profits. Ordinary grocery items were heavily adulterated with harmful substances long before modern federal food safety laws existed. Formaldehyde, frequently mixed into milk and meat to mask spoilage and extend shelf life. That sounds poisonous. And you know what? I saw that in bread somewhere. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know. But anyways, borax, used widely as a food preservative, despite being an active ingredient in ant killer. Poisonous dyes, cheap coal tar, and aniline dyes were used to give green vegetables or colored candies an appealing look, regardless of their toxicity. And let's talk about the Poison Squad experiments. In 1902, U.S. Department of Agriculture Chief Chemist Dr. Harvey Washington Wiley created a volunteer human trial group known as the Poison Squad. Young, healthy men ate 3 meals a day laced with measured doses of controversial chemicals like borax, formaldehyde, and sulfuric acid. The explicit goal was to scientifically prove that these industrial additives cause severe headaches, stomach pain, and organ distress, giving lawmakers undeniable data. Again, everyone is being experimented on. Yes, let's call it Cyclospora and Salmonella and you name it. We'll call it all these things. Why not? We can do that, right? They can do that, right? And we'll listen and we'll be like, yeah, that's Cyclospora. Look what's going on in Taco Bell. Oh, Lord. Jesus, have a little mercy. My asshole is about to blow off. Jesus, was that in my mind or is this really happening? I don't know. Am I experimenting on my own damn self? I'm trying to figure this out because I don't know. Jesus, have a little mercy. All right. Anyways, the 2000s, they saw food labs run wild. Neon dyes, cheap ingredient swaps, companies push to do-it-yourself fast food kits and altered classic recipes to cut costs, resulting in legendary snack failures and culinary misfires. The Burger King shake. The Burger King shake them up fries. Now, I don't know nothing about this, but apparently this happened in 2002. Customers got a bag and a pouch of bright orange cheese dust to shake their fries in it. And it tasted like an artificial powder, made a huge mess, and slowed down drive-through lines. And then you had the Hershey's Kissables, and this was like 2005 to 2009. Hershey tried to take on M&Ms by coating mini kisses in a hard candy shell to save money They later swapped out rich cocoa butter for cheap oils, ruining the taste and killing the product. Pepsi Blue. Oh my god, I totally remember Pepsi Blue. Yeah, I do. Oh man, back in them days, man. Oh my god, I was such a rebel. I did some stupid things. I even got kicked out of the house for, I don't want to talk about it. But my mom, she would get me some Pepsi Blue because I remember, Ma, I just want some Pepsi Blue and a pizza. Can you please give me that? That's all I want. And she would show up with my Pepsi Blue. But anyways, about the Pepsi Blue. So, an electric blueberry cola experiment that flopped because the unnatural hue acted as an appetite suppressant for most buyers. Yeah, that's very interesting. Hershey Swoops, which 2003 to 2006, the Pringles shaped thin slices of chocolate packaged in a potato chip tube, it was awkward way to eat standard chocolate. So the 2000s were an era of extreme food experimentation, fueled by frantic marketing tactics to grab the attention of Gen Z and millennials, often resulting in unnatural colors, bizarre textures, and deeply questionable flavor mashups. These brands routinely push the boundaries of food science, treating childhood staples like mad scientist experiments that usually backfired in taste and aesthetics. So here's like the unnatural color disasters. This is crazy stuff. Like the easy squirt colored ketchup. Oh my god, I remember that. The Heinz famously released ketchup in electric purple, green, and blue, which looked more like acrylic paint than a condiment. You had Shrek themed green foods. Tie-ins for the Shrek movie franchise resulted in neon green Hostess Twinkies and toxic green swamp puddings. The mystery color cereals. Yeah, the brands frequently released limited edition breakfast items that would turn milk an unappetizing gray or muddy brown. That's disgusting. So I guess with the 2000s, they was just experimenting with a lot of food colors. You know, painting food. And that was very toxic, you know? I wonder why people had so much problems with their bodies. A lot of cancers, put it like that. A lot of people died of cancers. To this day, moving on up. The major concerns in 2026 regarding food center around intensive industrial production of ultra processed foods is the presence of certain chemical additives and ongoing battles against natural contamination. In fact, regulatory bodies are currently pushing back with stricter safety measures and transparency laws to protect public health. If you want to believe that, go for it, possibility. It's just because there's a lot going on in the world, such as the war, and nobody really cares about humans. I mean, it's just, we see it, we know it's in our food, we're experiencing things that we're not even supposed to be experiencing. We're supposed to be feeling good about our bodies, the things that we eat. We have clouded judgments, the foggy brain thing and bloatings and all these things. You'd be like, what the am I gonna turn into a balloon and pop one day? Like, what the freak? Like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, it's insane. You're not feeling good. You're waking up. You want to wake up to coffee. And I'll talk about the coffee thing in a while. But you want to wake up to things that's going to boost you now. But you're not feeling healthy. You're not feeling it. Instead, you're feeling more malnutrition. Like you're not getting what you need. That's not good. While corporations have long relied on synthetic dyes and preservatives to extend shelf life and enhance color, regulatory frameworks are aggressively changing to limit them. In places like Texas, landmark legislation, Senate Bill 25, has triggered national waves by mandating warning labels on products containing certain chemical additives like red 40, yellow 5, and titanium dioxide that are restricted in other countries. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is implementing major updates to its genetically recognized as safe GRAS protocols. Food companies will no longer be able to introduce new substances into food without mandatory FDA safety notices and pre-market reviews. The agency is also actively pushing the industry to shift away from petroleum-based food dyes toward natural plant-derived alternatives. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So, what is food alteration? So, having altered food means consuming plants, animals, or ingredients that have had their genetic material, DNA, changed in a lab. These are commonly called GMOs, genetically modified organisms, or bioengineered foods. Scientists make these changes to add helpful traits like resisting pests, surviving droughts, or lasting longer or store shelves. And these are the common altered foods. Corn and soybeans, the most widespread altered crops, often used for oils, syrups, and animal feed. You have your sugar beets. Most of the sugar beets grown to make regular white sugar are modified. Apples and potatoes, certain types are altered to stop them from turning brown or bruising easily. So, how are foods altered? So, you have something called like transgenic engineering. It's moving genes between entirely different species. Then the gene editing, adjusting, deleting, or slicing DNA within a single organism's genome. And foods are, they're altered to provide distinct advantages to farmers, food manufacturers, and consumer. Like crops can defend themselves against destructive insects. When it comes to a drought, plants survive with significantly less water. Herbicide tolerance, crops survive weed killing sprays. And with enhanced traits like extended shelf life, reduced bruising, or added nutrients. Again, there's so much going on with your food, and it's going to make people sick, especially people who are very sensitive to certain products, to certain chemicals, to certain whatever. It's not going to do too well in your bodies, and yeah, not a lot of people can take that. Some people will, some people can't. It is what it is. But it's going to cause a lot of diseases. It's going to cause a lot of cancers, diabetes. I mean, you name it. Things that it could be a disease that just come out of the middle of nowhere, just like, hey, what is that? And it's because of our food. It's not being properly prepared, and it has so many things in it that's being altered. I don't even really think of it as human food. It's not. It's not human foods anymore. It's just something like you go get it, you eat it. How do you feel? Do you notice anything? And I'm sure you do. I mean, I don't think you're on the highly energetic type side. That's why people are trying to, hey, I need some coffee. I need this. I need that, to raise your energy levels. But we are all being malnutrition. We are not getting what we're supposed to have in our food. Our food is not real. It's just not. Bottom line. And yes, I know AI and all these things are making these foods. So we're going to get a lot of foods that it's not going to be the way it used to taste. You're not going to taste that anymore. And you will know, like, oh my God, this is a fake strawberry. This is a fake potato. This is a fake tomato. This is a fake whatever. It's fake. All of it. Our food is not, it's not real. And that's that. And honestly, do I think they're going to change food, like make it good, like, make it good for humans to eat, for the people of America? Are they gonna make it good? Honestly, I don't think so. I just don't. But the body can do things that is different. I mean, they're experimenting on your bodies, and there's people that's, they act in a certain way, behaving a certain way, because this goes along with your mental health as well. Whatever you eat, you become. Whatever that is, it changes you, in your behaviors. And I be wondering why that person act like that. Like, how the hell you gonna park your car in the middle of the street, man? Like, I need to move. Like, I need to go this way, but you're parked right there. Like, dude, what the hell just happened? They'll stay parked there. They will literally act like you're not even there. Now, it literally makes me wonder, are they okay mentally? People are doing the strangest things. It's just, I don't understand it. So inconsiderate. What? And can food make you become inconsiderate like that? Like, can food make you behave a certain way? Like, you don't have a brain. Pretty much it's mush. Like, what happened for that brain to go mush? Like, what was that? And again, we got so many bad chemicals, so many things in our food, and it's not making us human. It's not making us perform the way a human should perform. It's like it's stunning us. Our growth, our health, it's literally stunting you. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna change it the way they should. And it could be because the way it may taste, like it may taste terrible if they took this out. Um, I think it's gonna lack potential. Like they're gonna, they can't make it work. I don't know. I mean, again, we are all being lied to about our food. We don't know what's in it. Nobody knows. You don't know what you're really truly eating. You don't know. Nobody knows. But I do know it's not good. I just think it's just too much going on with it. They're doing too much experimentation, and I just wish they can stop with that. Just let people live, Come on. You can go to Whole Foods and buy this lettuce, but you could have bought that lettuce at Walmart. It's the same lettuce. Everything is the same, like right over there. Whatever cheap little other supply store, you can go over there and get the same thing. They just package it up to make it look different, and oh yeah, it looks good. Hey, it must be good. It's organic. Yeah, if that's what you want to think, go for it. Again, this is a mind thing. It's you believe what you want. If it looks healthy and you think it's healthy, then it may be healthy for you. Maybe you should just change the way you think about food, and you'll keep going until eventually you give out and wonder, what the fuck is going on with me? What just happened? I don't know. Oh my God, why am I walking weird? I don't get it. I'm experiencing like a stiffness going on. I'm not speaking about that. But I'm just like, oh my God, why am I going through all these things? Yeah. And again, yeah, you can experience like, not a stiffness. I'm sorry. If we're gonna speak about that, honestly, it's not gonna be a stiffness there. It's gonna be more like a lack. Like you're gonna be lacking something. Sorry. You can't get it up. All right, it's a done deal. You're not feeling it. Something cramped that style. It messed you up. Literally blocked you from feeling that stimulation. You got to figure out what it was though. Was it something you ate? Was it something you drank? What was that? If we're going to speak about that, honestly, I'm going to get off that. But look, bodies be acting weird. You got to be aware of what's going on with your body. And if you can't figure it out, then I don't know what else to say. But I do know it isn't something that you're eating. You go out here, you buy all the Popeyes, the freaking McDonald's, the freaking Burger King. Lord Jesus, this food is really bad. It's stunning you. And it's making you think or act crazy. Like, honestly, you're not thinking. It's like you're there, but you're not. That's not good, people. That's not good. Oh my God. So I think it may stop brain activity. You're a zombie. The food made you into a zombie. Jesus, that's not good at all. But hey, look, let's carry on. But I want to just kind of just dive into like what's really going on with the food. And again, I said it all in here. There's a lot of contamination. There's a lot of things being handled wrong. I do think that it's not enough stocks. Like when I say that, I don't think it's a lot of resources anymore. I don't. It's not a lot to provide for the people. That's why I say stop having these babies. Stop it. We don't need it. Our resources are literally running out. And if it runs out, we're in starvation. That's where we're headed. We're in the medieval times. But nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody wants to think about that. They want to stay on like, no, this is what it is. I'm going to keep having these babies and I'm going to keep surviving and doing this. And yeah, I just don't think it's a lot of resources out here right now. There's too much things playing its parts. And then you have these AI data centers taking up the water and messing up the crops. None of that is great. I do feel like a lot of the food, like you go out, you go to a restaurant, I don't think the food is being prepared like in the right way. I think it's undercooked. Let's talk about the airborne food. So airborne food refers to food particles or proteins that become aerosolized and float in the air, usually during cooking, boiling, frying, steaming, or processing. When inhaled by sensitive individuals, these airborne food allergens can trigger allergic reactions, such as itchy, watery, or red eyes, nasal congestion, sneezing, or a runny nose, coughing, wheezing, or shortness of breath, especially for people with asthma, and mild skin hives. I'm going to talk about the Starbucks thing. Shout out to Jay Reed because I would have never known about the Starbucks thing. It's crazy. I mean, I'm on a detox, by the way. I am literally on a freaking detox. This is my 5th day, and I do feel better that I have not been drinking Starbucks. I'm being literally honest. Like, I felt like it left me in like a brain fog, and I was just like, man, I mean, don't get me wrong. It got me energetic, but there was just times where I just didn't feel good. Like, I didn't feel right or something. And yeah, it was hard to sleep because of the caffeine for sure. But there was just something empty about that, something going on that just did not go well with my body. Of course, getting off of it, crazy headaches. Oh my God, like insane. I mean, I can barely look at anybody in the eyes because my eyes literally just want to drop. It's just like, I just need to drop my eyes. I need to rest my eyes because I felt that bad. Yeah, I didn't feel good at all. I've been detoxed for 5 days now. No Starbucks. And it was very expensive for sure. Like $7 to $8 for a freaking cup of whatever I used to get. I think it was the cold brew, like the vanilla and the chocolate, whatever. Yeah. And they started messing with it or making it nastier. So it just got nastier. I just felt like, man, what the hell is this? And why is it not frothy enough? Like, what is going on with this coffee? I didn't understand it. I'm like, you know what? I could be saving my money instead of like constantly like putting money into something that does not taste good at all. It's very poor quality. It's disgusting. I'm being honest. And it costs that. It's not doing your body any good. So I advise people to stop drinking Starbucks. But look, you can still do your thing. Do whatever you want to do because, you got to stay, you got to stay up. You got work to do. You got to stay busy. People got to make that money. Get your Starbucks. You got to go to the next job and the next job. Hey, get that Starbucks. It's right there. But I tell you one thing. Oh my God. If you ever try to detox that shit out of your body, you will feel it. You're going to feel it. And it's not completely like, what do you call that when people go through the shakes? But it's close to it in a way because you get the headaches. I guess it's called withdrawals. But yeah, that's what I feel like I'm going through right now. It's just horrible. But I'm not going through the shaking or anything like that. It's nothing like that. So it's a lot. And but speaking about what happened with the Starbucks, the viral social media rumors about Starbucks using flu-like or dangerous industrial powder stem from a misunderstanding, but it's not a misunderstanding, trust me. Introduced in mid-July 2026 for blended refreshers. The powder contains food-grade silica, silicone dioxide, as an anti-caking agent alongside stabilizers like xanthan gum. While safe to consume in drinks, it's really not. Baristas noted the ultra-fine dust can become airborne when scooped, causing temporary throat irritation or coughing during prep. Why is it used? It's to emulsify and keep frozen blended drinks from separating too quickly. That's a hell no. I mean, I've seen like how my coffee looked the next day. You have to drink it fast. It does not look right in a few minutes. I'll make it go to the next day, but not even the next day. It's just somewhere in there. It looks disgusting. There's something about it. Like, if you don't drink it fast, then I don't know. You'll see like the effects later. It's just ew. That's all. So the Starbucks corporate statement and food safety experts confirm the food-grade amorphous silica is FDA approved for consumption and safe in drinks, though barista unions have raised valid occupational health concerns regarding chronic dust inhalation during busy shifts. But look, I don't know what else to say about that. All I know is it does sound like it's not safe. Actually, no, it's not safe. And people that are drinking it, I wonder what's going on in the bodies. Like, what is the body experiencing? So, and speaking about the human body, what do you go through when you're eating or drinking things that may be unsafe, like these chemicals or whatever that's in our food and our drinks. Like, what does the body go through? Your body, it detects the threat. It launches a rapid defense system. It tries to block, neutralize, push the toxic material out through vomiting, diarrhea, or heavy organ filtration before it can cause severe damage. Your brain, it senses the poison and forces your stomach to empty upward. That's if you're vomiting. And your gut speeds up to flush the bad substance out before it enters the blood. And that's in people who diarrhea. And the nausea, the pain, like the cramps, the sick feelings occur as muscles contract against the irritant. Some chemicals pass through the gut wall and enter your blood. The liver acts as a shield. It breaks down and changes toxic parts into less dangerous waste. The kidneys filter the altered waste from your blood and turn it into urine to exit the body. But when you keep doing this over and over to your body, doesn't it kind of get tired, or does your body keep going with this and be like, hey, I know what it is, and I'm good, until it's not good anymore? And that's the reason why people may get like kidney problems, liver problems, all these cancerous things that, that's the thing. Your body will break down, like it gets used to it, but somewhere at the end, it gives up. I'm not speaking about a lot of people's bodies because I feel like some people keep going. It's just the body knows and it's highly skilled in processing foods or whatever. Good for them. But for the ones, they just get sick and die. Like it takes them out. They're gone. All this stuff is more cancerous. It's just more, kidney, liver, even your heart, your intestines. You can get colon cancer because your body keeps doing the same thing. It keeps getting the same product and eventually it gives up. It's like, I gotta stop. It's too much, because people will overdo it. They probably got an addiction problem, so they keep eating the same thing over and over again. It's good to them. It makes them feel a certain way, just like alcohol, drugs, whatever. It's the same thing. Eventually your body will give up on you. If you keep over drinking alcohol, it'll give up. So I remember I was watching like a YouTube video. It's not there anymore. They took that video down. Maybe it was a hoax. It's a possibility, but it kind of left me like, really? But it was something about China using cardboard to make dumplings. And that was back in July 12th when this reporter reported this back in 2007. He reported something that they're using cardboard to make dumplings. And eventually became a hoax. So I just found that very odd that you don't see that video on YouTube anymore. It's gone. And I don't know what else to say about that. Maybe it was a hoax. And I kind of do think it was. It was interesting to see cardboard mixed in and making dumplings. Like, what? The things that they can do to the food. You'll be surprised. We're eating a lot of things we don't even know. We're just eating to survive. So, but I want people to think about, just think about what you're eating, even though we're all in the same boat. It doesn't matter if you're a vegan, vegetarian, you eat the best foods, you think you are. Yeah. We're all going through this and it's insane, but we're guinea pigs. Everything is just, seeing what your body can do, how long you can last. We're in 2026 and people are dying. People are dying from a lot of things. It's the poisons that's in your food. And on top of that, you got what's going on with the pollution, in the skies. It's everywhere. And it lands on your crops, the vegetables, the fruits, the trees. It's on everything. You can't really duck this. You can try to hide yourself, but it's also in your home as well. You got poisonous stuff in your home. Nobody is safe. You just have to live life and just keep going like, humans are supposed to. Everything is a journey. You can just choose to change up your mindset and think that, hey, this food is okay. I'm going to be okay. Let me pray over it. You can do things like that to make yourself feel better. You can do that, and I'm sure it can work. But I'm going to end this out, and I want everyone to still please be good to yourself no matter what. This is Kitty Ghost Star, and I am out. And bye, guys.